Hello everyone! Do you have any unforgettable experience? I think all of you have unforgettable experience. It can be sad, happy, funny, or embarrassing. This is my photo that I took a year ago when I went to Bali with my friends. There, we went to some places like Kuta Beach Walk, and Bajra Sandi Monument. It was unforgettable experience for me because it was the first time I went to Bali without parents and the first time I got on the plane. In this video, I would like to deliver a material about recount text. Do you know what is recount? Recount is retelling a series of events or experience in the past. So, recount text is a text that retells experience and events that have been happened. Then, the function of recount text is to grab readers' attention and to entertain the readers. There are three types of recount text. First, personal recount. Second, factual recount. And last, imaginative recount. In this section, I will only discuss about personal recount or recount that retells personal experience. Okay, after we know what is recount text, function of recount text, and types of recount text, now we will move to the next part, which is characteristics of recount text. We know that recount text is retelling events in the past. So, the first characteristics of recount text is using simple past tense. Can you mention some verbs in past tense? For example, thought, kept, found, ate, and asked. The second characteristic is using action verb. What is action verb? Action verb is verb that shows action or activity. The third characteristic is using conjunction. Conjunction is a word to connect clauses or sentences. For example, and, before, even though, when, while. The fourth characteristic is using adverb of time. For example, yesterday, last night, a week ago. And using adverb of place, for example, there, nearby, outside. The last characteristic is connecting sequence of events by chronological events. Then, the last part of the material is the generic structure of recount text. Recount text has three generic structures. The first is orientation. In this part, the writer explains the theme and settings of the story. The second is events. In this part, the writer writes the events based on the chronological events. Then, the last is reorientation. In reorientation, the writer writes the conclusion of the story. In the next part, I give an example of recount text and the generic structure. I have a recount text with the title is My Bad Day on Sunday. We will identify the generic structure of this recount text together. First, the orientation that explains the theme or the setting. It can be found in the first sentence. I had a terrible day yesterday. Then, events. We can see there are 3 events in the text. The first event is, first, I woke up an hour late because my alarm clock didn't go off. Then, I was in such a hurry that I burned my hand when I was making breakfast. After breakfast, I got dressed so quickly that I forgot to wear socks. The second event is, next, I ran out of the house trying to get the 9:30 bus. But of course, I missed it. I wanted to take a taxi, but I didn't have enough money. And the last event is, finally, I walked the 3 miles to my school only to discover that it was Sunday. After that, the last generic structure is reorientation. We can find it in the last sentence, which is, I hope I never have a day as the one I had yesterday. So, we have learned about what is recount text, the function of recount text, types of recount text, the characteristics of recount text, and generic structure of recount text. Okay, I hope that the material that has been learned together will be useful for you. Thank you for your attention.